thank goodness for Elon Musk. Look, I don't know his politics. I don't know the man. I don't read things that he's written. I don't know about Tesla and Bitcoin and all the rest. I don't care. Anything to stir the pot when it comes to the Silicon oligarchs is fine by me. And that's what he's done here. And he did so. He really put his money where his mouth is, $45 billion. I hear these billionaires say every now and then, we're going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. Or they campaign with the dark money, and they give money here. This guy is an entrepreneurial revolutionary. That is fantastic. That is what we need in this country. We have billionaires who sit on their billions. They don't really achieve a damn thing. I'm not saying that they earned it untowardly. I'm just saying they haven't really achieved a damn thing. Here's a guy who's a believer in speech. He says he is. Now, there will have to be some barriers placed on Twitter, I have no doubt. I mean, you're not going to probably allow Klansmen on there to breed their racism or anti-Semites, like a good chunk of the Democrat Party. But I'm just guessing that they won't allow that sort of thing. But there's a whole lot of speech that has been banned, censored, stigmatized, you name it, by these oligarchs of the left. And that's what they are. They're oligarchs of the left. And you notice they're all on the left, all these people who want to kill free speech. And so when you have a man like this who steps in and says, I'm going to privatize this company, and then does it, and won't take no for an answer, and puts in a tremendous amount of his own money. Now, folks, he's worth over $100 billion, but saying somebody's worth over $100 billion doesn't mean he's $100 billion liquid. Consider your home. Maybe your home's worth $500,000, $1 million, $1.5 million, $700,000, whatever it is. It doesn't mean you have it in your pocket and you can spend it. And so he goes out and he gets a loan roughly for 10 to 12 billion, plus he puts up 45 billion or so of his own money. That's a serious man. And he's not buying Twitter because he can make a fortune off of Twitter. He told you why he's buying Twitter. And I'm all for it. And that's why I announced yesterday, within minutes of hearing that he succeeded, that the board agreed to sell. And by the way, you have several months of bureaucracy in between, but still, I said, all right, I'm coming back to Twitter. It's got new ownership. It's got a man who is arguing and proselytizing for free speech. Let's give him a shot and let's help him. Let's help him succeed. And so we brought our nearly 3 million followers back. I hope you're a follower to the Mark Levin Show Twitter. Mark Levin Show at Twitter. I hope you'll join us. We're going to maintain the other sites. So I hope you'll stick with us on those sites too. These conservatives who created alternatives. We're not leaving them. Whenever I post on Twitter, we will simultaneously post on the other sites too. But we are back on Twitter. It's Mark Levin Show at Twitter. It's not that hard to remember. I've already started posting, but I've also decided I'm not going to be one of those who's obsessed with this either. But I also want you to think about something. I was off there for about a year and a half. I decided to resign because I didn't like the way they treated Trump. I didn't like the way they treated me and you. And then while I was at it, I said, you know what? I'm leaving Facebook too. I don't want their scarlet letters anymore. I'm not in third grade. I don't need a timeout. They can go to hell. And in the meantime, we've grown our radio show bigger than ever before. We have grown our podcast. Last month's podcast numbers are a record high for us. And of course, we had the #1 book in America, fiction and nonfiction last year, all without Twitter and all without Facebook. It can be done. But if I can help Elon Musk and the free speech crowd succeed, that is what I'm going to do. And already, I don't read the comments, but family members, friends, I walk in the studio, they do, man, they're attacking you as a warmonger. Of course they are. I don't care. I don't read that crap. I understand what takes place on social media. When I post something, I'm trying to get a message out or a thought out that I think many of you might find interesting. So I hope you'll follow us. There, we're back. And we're back as long as it remains a free speech site or a relatively free speech site. People should not be censured or banned or given a timeout or whatever they do because they disagree with the so-called science of the day. I could see a lot of people in the Tower of London losing their heads, who actually were right about science, but they went against Henry VIII, they went against the church, they went against whatever they went against, and it cost them their lives. Okay, I think by now we should know that science is not simply what the government says or some university says, but there need to be very fulsome, vigorous debates where the science is not settled. And just because somebody says, I'm following the science, doesn't mean they're following the right thing, as we've learned over and over and over again in the last 2 or 3 years. It's same with the Hunter laptop. If Elon Musk had owned Twitter in the last election, the Hunter laptop would be front and center. They wouldn't have been able to cover it up. So I'm all for this. The individuals at Twitter who are upset and are angry, resign. Go do something else. So what? You don't want to work there? Get the hell out. If you don't believe in free speech, you're in the wrong damn place. You need to be at the DNC or CNN or MSNBC or somewhere. Go ahead. Get out. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm for free speech. Look, I'm on conservative talk radio. We invite so-called prominent liberals on the program all the time. They won't come on. They don't want to debate their issues. They don't want to be confronted on their issues. It's like this law in Florida that just passed. The Don't Gay Say bill doesn't say don't say gay. So if I have one of these Marxist leftists in front of me and I can confront them with the text and with the language, they don't want that. They'd rather have Andrea Mitchell or Dee Lemon or Fake Tapper or one of those people interview them because they play the same game, lying through their 17 teeth.
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to LevinTV.com and subscribe now.